What's up? Good morning, my brothers and sisters. We are here with a special bonus episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. We are doing a very special reaction recording because a special trailer dropped. Was it Monday night? I think for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it had to have been Monday night because we didn't record Monday night. So yeah, it was Monday night during the halftime of the Rams playoff game.
Gotcha. Well, if you don't know, this, of course, is the Good Morning Guys podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Marc Boucher, and I'm here with my good friend, the judge, jury, and executioner, I can talk, of fake news and spoilers, Mr. Patrick Novosel. How
Yeah,
are you, sir?
multiple podcasts, multiple episodes in 1 week can really drain you, especially when you're on the phone all day.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Although, truth be told, I was off today.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. But your voice is still getting back there, so you're good. You're good.
Yeah. My throat wasn't too bad, but I won't go too
Yeah.
much into it. But
Yeah. Cool.
I had a procedure done today, so. But
Well,
anyway,
it's good to see you again, good
yes.
sir.
But what we're here to talk about specifically, and of course it is good to see you as always, is we are here to talk about the trailer for Marvel Studios and Disney Plus's latest show, which they dropped the actual release date for the show. But we're talking about Moon Knight, which is being released on March 30th on Disney Plus. I did not see how many episodes this is supposed to be. I'll have to look, but
We'll fact check that. Yep.
yep. But I was obviously going into this super excited. A lot of times, Moon Knight is compared, and it's 6 episodes confirmed.
Sure
6
is.
episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Dang it. See, I feel like that helps them and hurts them at the same time. It hurts because like it feels so short, but at the same time, they tell a very tight story that way. So, there's no filler. But
Yeah, but hold on a second here while we're on the episode length, and I don't know, with Marvel and their TV shows, this could be, one episode could be 28 minutes, and the next episode could be 52.
yeah, that's true.
So you never know how long it's going to be. But with Moon Knight, and basically, I mean, this is Moon Knight. I have Moon Knight is one of those characters I knew nothing about. The only reason I knew a little bit about Moon Knight was from the Marvel games, the beat 'em up games or
Marvel
whatever,
versus
the
Capcom.
Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
That's
Ultimate Alliance.
that's
Yeah.
those are the only, that's my only, I'm always like, okay, this guy just looks like he's a white Batman, that's all I know. So I would kind of wish this was a little bit longer because I want to know a little bit more about Moon Knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think this will be the last time we see Moon Knight after this show, because he's been in several things with like I think he was part of the Midnight Suns group. I think with like I want to say it was like Blade and several other characters.
Hmm.
But he's been around in all sorts of team ups and stuff like that. So I don't think this will be the last time we see Moon Knight. We'll definitely have more opportunity to get to know him. But I'm super excited about this because a lot of times he does get compared to Batman. Now there are similarities to Batman, but it's certainly not a 1-to-1 comparison.
And it does not look like the because there's like different iterations and different storylines for Moon Knight, and in the comic books it is more like Batman, but from what the way this trailer and this teaser was showing, I don't think that's the case.
Right.
He doesn't look like a Bruce Wayne. He doesn't look like he owns a lot of money. He looks like he is just a guy who's been in the military. He's got PTSD. He's got some dissociative disorder or whatever that is called.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Yes, where you have multiple personalities and things like that. I think they're leaning more on that based off of, and I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. Is he is a former military guy and due to the trauma there, he caused multiple personality disorder. So it looks like that is the case. Also, in one of the scenes, you see him becoming Moon Knight.
Yep.
And it just comes out of nowhere, like he's got a Tony Stark, Spider-Man suit that just comes out of nowhere. So it doesn't look like he has a lot of money. It looks like the costume and him, and Moon Knight, and Mark Spector or Corey Grant or whatever his name is.
Stephen
Grant. They're one and the same.
Yeah. So it kind of threw me through a loop because, to be honest, and this is kind of one of the drawbacks I think to this series. I think Oscar Isaac, who plays the main character Moon Knight, having a little bit of trouble with his British accent. It sounds a little wonky to me. And when I was watching this trailer, when I saw like the teaser that they showed a couple months ago, and then this trailer, I was like, I don't remember Mark Spector being British. And then it occurred to me, like, oh, this is Stephen Grant. This is not Mark Spector that we're seeing. And you clue into that when there's a whole scene where he's in this building and he finds this like hidden area with like a phone and key and something like that, and the phone rings and he answers the phone, and this lady answers. She's like, oh my gosh, you're alive. Mark, what happened to you? And he's like, why did you call me Mark?
Why did you say that name?
and I think it's because he's having that dissociative identity. He's in that identity. He's Stephen Grant. He's not Mark Spector.
So is he gonna have multiple accents?
That's basically what Oscar Isaac has said. That's how he's playing the multiple personalities, is by doing different accents and things like that to differentiate.
Okay.
Because Moon Knight technically has, counting Moon Knight, he has 4 different personalities. And we've only seen technically 1, maybe 2 plus Moon Knight. We've seen Stephen Grant, and I think there are some flashbacks within the trailer where it's showing he's like in Egypt and all that kind of stuff, and there's like this really dark scene. I think that's Mark Spector. I think that's what we're seeing, his origin of his encounter with Khonshu.
Who's Khonshu?
Khonshu is the Egyptian god of the moon. And there's in the comics, basically what happens is there's Mark Spector is a mercenary, and he gets into this altercation and ends up getting killed. And Khonshu actually brings him back to life. But the price of him being brought back to life is he's basically becoming this herald for Khonshu. And he's like, you will be my Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu. You will be my right-hand man who's doing stuff for me, basically, fulfilling my mission. And so he brings him back to life. And the cost of that is obviously he has these Moon Knight powers and everything like that. And he literally has this god talking to him. You actually see Khonshu in a couple of the different scenes in the trailer. It's a real quick shot. If you see... it's a side profile shot where you see this big old bird bone looking guy. It's like a
bird bone looking guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
He's
skull.
got a skull, like a skull mask.
It's not a skull. Like he's actually a bird. Like it's
okay, all right.
But it's the skeleton of a bird. But yeah, there's a couple of shots where you see Khonshu, and it's real quick shots, but yeah, basically that's it plays more into this dissociative personality, identity disorder and things like that. So it's interesting to see. There's comparison just because he's a very dark character, a very dark, brooding character. I think one of his personalities actually is rich. And so you see that. I'd have to look up the actual name, but he actually is a rich character. He has money, um, and so there's comparisons to Batman there. A lot of psychological trauma and things like that. Now, obviously, again, it's not one to one, and Batman doesn't have an Egyptian god running around inside his body and his head. But there are some similarities, and I enjoy the character personally. Overall, what did you think of the trailer, Pat? Like, what were some standout things for you?
This is the first time for me getting into Moon Knight. The only other thing that I've ever seen Moon Knight in is in the Marvel video games, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel versus Capcom. Those were just characters. I never got a backstory. Who is this Moon Knight? And I am really excited. I'm like Disney and Marvel knows how to tell a good origin story. Iron Man wasn't like the front runner for like these great superheroes in the Marvel universe, and they made him him and Captain America, which Captain America used to be number one. Now they're like neck and neck as far as like the most popular Marvel superheroes right now. Also Spider-Man. There's a lot of good ones, but I knew nothing about Iron Man, and I was really excited about that. So I like the origin stories that Disney and Marvel are putting together. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. It's been 2.5 years since they've really announced that they're doing a Moon Knight, and it's finally coming out here in March. So I really didn't have much to go off of other than this. Like, how is this guy who has multiple personalities becoming a Batman style vigilante, and who's he gonna fight? What are his motivations? What are Khonshu's motivations? What is the end goal? I'm very interested to hear because I know nothing about the story, and if it's indicative of Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, most recently Shang-Chi, like these are like really good origin stories that Marvel has really done a great job. And now they're doing it in a TV series, a 6-part series that is on Disney Plus. And I really thought this was a movie.
Yeah.
When they came out, they're like Moon Knight coming in March, and then I saw Disney Plus. I was like, sweet, we're getting a full-length feature film on Disney Plus. Let's go. And then I saw it was a series, and I was like, even better. We're gonna get more of the backstory. We're gonna get more exposition. We're gonna get more of all the things. I love that they're doing this as a TV show.
Yeah, I'm glad they're giving it some room to breathe because I'm very interested in learning more about this character. I have very, very brief interactions with the character, and once I realized that he's not the same as Batman, because there's obviously major differences, but very similar in terms of that dark vigilante with psychological trauma and things like that. I wanted to learn more about him, and so I've actually started reading some of the comic runs of Moon Knight, as many as I can. I actually got a if you've ever heard of Comixology.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually got their unlimited free trial.
Okay.
Where you can basically, it's almost like the Netflix of comics, mainly Marvel, and I think other distributors. I don't think DC's on there at the moment, just because I think that DC's doing their own thing. But I got a Comixology subscription just to read more about the character and learn more about him. I think what's going to be real interesting is Ethan Hawke's character. They're setting him up. They're setting him up to be the bad guy, I think. Now, basically, I was watching a video on this, and they turned on the subtitles for the trailer, and they actually, when the subtitles come up, it puts the name of the character on there, and they have named him as Arthur Harrow. Arthur Harrow is basically a very low level character in the comics. He's like some sort of scientist, but he's part of Moon Knight's universe. But the speculation is that he is, I believe it was called Sun God. I believe is what they believe he's going to be. Excuse me. And he has a major connection to Moon Knight. If I understand correctly, he is basically the Egyptian god Khonshu's father, from what I understand.
So is he like Moon Knight's counterpart?
Yeah, basically, and that's why they think that, like, when Doctor Harrow comes up to Mark or and he basically says, I sense the chaos in you, embrace the chaos. It's because he can sense that because he's a god as well. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the powers for the sun god. He has pyrokinesis, which is capable of creating flame out of nowhere.
yeah.
And then his weakness is bipolar disorder. So whoa.
Yeah.
This is a lot of mental disorder in the series.
Sorry, Sun King, not Sun God. My bad.
Okay. Yes, it is Sun King. I might have made a boo boo there.
Yeah, it's all good. My bad.
But I tell you what, did you see, on a side note, the main character, Mark Spector, he also spells it with a C.
That's why he's near and dear to my heart as well.
Well,
That made
how
me
is
real
this
happy.
not your favorite superhero?
He's working his way up there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited to learn more about the character and excited to see what Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke are gonna do with their characters for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There was one other thing that I was gonna touch on, and it's blanking. Do you have any other thoughts on the trailer specifically?
No, I'm excited. Did they say anything about the show coming out like 2 episodes the first day, or is it week to week?
So I'm thinking, because someone was actually mentioning online that it would make sense um, for them to drop 2 episodes on March 30th, because the hope is that the Obi-Wan series will be dropping on May 4th, and so in order for that to happen, Moon Knight would have to have two episodes to start out, and then it would end, I think, the week before that.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what the hope is. I mean, they haven't made any sort of announcement about Obi-Wan yet, about a release date, but I feel like it's getting pretty close, and that would absolutely make sense for them to do it on May the 4th. But although, is that a Wednesday? I have to see if that's actually, because they've switched to Wednesday drops now for their Disney Plus shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
March 30th is a Wednesday.
Yep, and then May the 4th is the following Wednesday. For after, so that the last week
Yeah,
would be.
I think to bring people into the series, I mean, if you have Disney Plus and you're a comic book fan, I mean, you're gonna watch this.
Yeah.
But to bring people in that don't normally watch it or coming into the first time, I think if they're going to tell a backstory, that they're gonna have to throw 2 episodes back to back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they'll do what they've done before, is they'll release one on the Friday before, or they'll do a Wednesday and then they'll also do a Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
Where they'll release 2 in 1 week. Something, because I know they've done that before.
Yeah, they've definitely, like with Hawkeye, they dropped 2 or 3 episodes, I think, the first week that it came out.
Yeah.
Because that way it ended up to where the show Hawkeye ended, and then Book of Boba Fett started right up after that. So, but yeah, man, I'm super excited for this show. Ever since they announced it, I love Oscar Isaac as an actor, and I think he can play a very diverse set of characters. So playing a character that has multiple personalities, that's gonna be incredible. And
Right.
just Moon Knight in general. And here's the best part. And I posted this on Twitter. Like, for the trailer, they planned this so that they dropped the Moon Knight trailer on the night of a full moon.
Smart. They're smart.
That's marketing right there.
Yep.
That was smart.
I didn't even know that. But
Yeah.
why wouldn't I mean like Moon Knight? His symbol is not really a full moon. So wouldn't you need like to have like a crescent moon?
Yeah, but apparently I think he gets his powers. He gets his powers specifically from the moon. So you would
Ooh.
think
Is there any? Is there any? So if there's a full moon, does that mean that there's going to be a werewolf
there is actually.
in the show?
Yeah, because if you pay attention to
Oh,
the trailer, the scene where he's in the bathroom and he's beating up that whoever it was,
yeah.
that's definitely a werewolf of some kind.
No, I need to go back to see
And
that scene.
there is a character in the comics. It's called Werewolf by Night. And so people are thinking that it may be that particular character because I think they're actually dropping that character in another series as well. I don't remember which
Hmm.
show that was, but yeah, more than likely it's probably Werewolf by Night. But
So
yeah,
do you think that if that's the case, I'm just putting some pieces together here. So
sure,
there's a werewolf in here, and you said that Ethan Hawke's character is a scientist.
yeah,
Do you think those two are going to get together? Or he's going to bring that werewolf and
it's possible.
do some sort of experiments on him
Well, in this,
to become a werewolf too?
I don't know that they're going to go that way because I think Ethan Hawke, when he's been interviewed about this particular character, he's playing it less like a scientist and more like a. Do you know who David Koresh is? He's like a religious fanatic, like
Mm, no,
cult leader type person, and that just judging from the trailers, it looks like that's more what he's going for is like a
gotcha.
cult leader kind of person, and
Uh,
less like the scientist.
more Ouija board, less beakers.
Yes,
Okay.
less of the me 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 me. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see, and I'm super excited for it, and I want to buy all the Moon Knight things to put like on my wall and things like that. And
He looks like a pretty sweet character, and based on the comic books, he kind of looks a little different. It looks like he's got more of like a mummified outfit rather than a big like nice Batman, muscular suit.
yeah, they're
So,
definitely playing more into the Egyptian aesthetic with this for sure. Um, so yeah, man, I'm ready for it.
mhm. Yep,
All right, man, all hearts clear. Anything else? Any
all
final
hearts are
thoughts?
clear. All
Sweet
done.
deal. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for allowing us to rant about Moon Knight and how excited we are. But thank you so much for listening. Take care, guys, and we will see you in the next episode. And may God bless your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.